So as you know, or as we know as Acumatica consultants for sure, Acumatica is well known in the industry for winning awards for usability and user interface. They constantly provide new tools and add to their existing tools in that area. With the goal is to allow, obviously, individual users to have an improved experience as they navigate through the system, and that then extends to better ROI for the organization. So as Acumatica consultants, we spend a lot of time talking to our customers about different ways that we can present the data as we're designing the system and figuring out which screens the users are going to use and what reports they need to run, how we can present that data in a way that is smoother and more usable for the folks that are out there on the front lines. So when I saw the 2021 R1 release notes come out, I got pretty excited about two relatively small things individually, but again, just part of the momentum that Acumatica constantly has in terms of tweaking this part of the system. So the first one I want to share with you is a concept called side panels. And to demonstrate that, I'm going to go into the opportunities area of the Acumatica system, which is part of the CRM module. And so now I'm basically playing the role of a salesperson. And you can see here this concept called the generic inquiry. And what this allows us to do is look at data that's inside of Acumatica in a very flexible and user-friendly way. And this is, I'm obviously showing this from a salesperson's perspective, but this could also extend to somebody in accounts receivable, looking at a list of customers or customer payments, somebody in production. It doesn't really matter. Acumatica is very consistent in the way that it presents this type of data to users. And I like to call these generic inquiries Excel-like because, I'm looking at a grid of data here, and I can obviously drill into information and get more information and take some actions. But, if I want to really get a better idea of what it is that I'm looking for, I can do filters here. So for example, if I just want to look at my new opportunities as a salesperson, I can quickly click on the column header, set that filter like I just showed you, and narrow down on the information that I'm most interested in. I can do other things like drag columns around, just to make the interface more friendly and more comfortable for me. But to get to the point of this part of the presentation, it's the concept called side panels. So if I come over here to the right-hand side of this generic inquiry and I expand my side panel, what this does is instead of me having to drill into each of these opportunity records to see what's going on inside them and take action on them, this actually displays some detailed information for me. And you can see I have this column of icons right here that I'm going to walk you down and talk about what each of these does. Now, Acumatica has had the concept of side panels for a while, but what they've done in 2021 R1 is expand those and give you more that come right out of the box. So this has always been a tool that Algorithm could use with you to build out things like this. But now, as soon as you install 2021 R1, you'll have these accessible to you. So you can see here, I have this third opportunity in my list highlighted, and over here on the right-hand side, I have some information about it available to me. But let's say I want to look at a list of contacts related to this opportunity, or even sort of a mini dashboard related to quotes tied to this opportunity. So now I can see I've got one quote, here's the quote I've got on the opportunity, and I can take some action from there. As I go down the list, you'll just see other types of information. So right here, I have other opportunities for this customer. Coming down here to this plus sign, you can see I actually see some financial information about the customer that I'm dealing with on this opportunity. So whatever it is that I need as a salesperson in this case to help me navigate and take the appropriate action, increasing customer service, all those things that we're interested in from our ERP system. But what I want to focus on now in terms of an additional kind of tweak that Acumatica has made is this services tab right here. And you can see this opportunity that I'm on doesn't have any services associated with it. So in my argument, this might be a little bit distracting to a user. And you can see right here in this class ID column that I have some product-related opportunities and I have some service-related opportunities. And though I'm on a product-related opportunity, it's still showing me the service information. So just to do a quick demonstration of a new tool Acumatica has provided to allow us to narrow down and better focus our users on the things that are important to them, I'm going into the definition of this generic inquiry screen. Again, this is not a tool that we would necessarily have our salesperson use, But as an administrator, it's very easy for me to make tweaks to the system to help design it in a way that's more useful. So you can see I'm on this navigation tab, and this is a list of those same icons that I just walked down through the column with you. And you see this last one is this services icon that I have. So as I highlight it, you'll see over here on the right-hand side, I have this visibility conditions option. And for the purposes of the presentation, I've already built out a condition where I said, I only want to see that services icon if my opportunity class is service. Otherwise, hide it. So I'm just going to turn on that condition and save my generic inquiry and then go back and view it as my user would. And what we'll see now is as I highlight, well, let me bring my side panel back out. As I highlight these records going down the list, you can see with my product opportunity highlighted, I no longer have that service icon here. But as I come down to my second opportunity, I now have that service icon. And if I click it, I can see that I do, in fact, in this case, have a service order that is tied to that particular opportunity. So again, a small thing on its own, but just one step in a larger initiative that Acumatica has ongoing to continue to tweak this area of the system. All right, the second piece that I wanted to show you relates to that same dashboard where we started. So I'm going to navigate back here to my AR Clerk dashboard. So now I've changed hats and I'm in an AR Clerk. And again, just like the generic inquiries, Acumatica provides more out-of-the-box dashboards in 2021 R1. And you can see here this AR Clerk one is pretty powerful. I have a number of different data points that might be of interest to me. It's fairly easy to remove them. I can drag them around, those kinds of things. But you can see I have 89 invoices to email. I can see my total overdue AR, and then I have some charts and things like that. But one thing that I've always sort of wanted Acumatica's dashboards to provide is a way to navigate two areas of the system that are not necessarily data points that are within these widgets. So let's say, as an example, that as an AR clerk, one of my duties is to put new customers in the system. Well, to do that, traditionally, I would have to come over here to the left-hand side and drill in and go to the new customer screen, or I could use the universal search at the top. But wouldn't it be nice if I could, right from my dashboard where I want to start and end my day, have navigation to a new customer screen? And that's exactly what they've added in this release. So as I toggle on my design mode up here at the top, you see I have this add button right here in this blank space on my dashboard. And I have a number of different widget types that I can add. I'll choose this link widget, and that gives me this screen. I can choose what kind of icon I want. And then all I need to know is where it is that I want to navigate to in the system. And I'll choose my customer screen. And I'll give it a caption just to let the user know what it is they'll be doing when they click that icon. Click Finish. You can see it's populated here, and to better see it, I'll toggle off design mode. And now we've added a link here to create a new customer. And we could create a whole stack of these. We can move these things around and make it beautiful. But just as a quick demonstration, once I click there, you can see it's going to take me directly to the screen where I would enter a new customer. So again, another small thing, but just continuing to evolve the usability of the system and allow us as consultants, and perhaps you as an administrator of your own Acumatica system, to continue to find new ways to make it more usable for our folks.